Alright, welcome.
Get you a drink?
Yeah, get you a drink, a snack. About to get into our very first random movie review. Alright, so what movie are we doing today?
We're doing The Rental, which is a horror thriller that was from 2020 and it's on Netflix.
We got it all up here. You know? She got it like she's in class. Like, we found this on Netflix called The Rental. Came out in 2020. Didn't want to do anything like brand new, anything too old for the first one. Something random though, and they're all going to be random. Sometimes they're going to be from the 80s or early 2000s or brand spanking new.
Or you guys can give us suggestions.
Please give suggestions. Picking movies is kind of hard.
Yeah, and we might do horrors often because it's just
that's like our
favorite.
I love getting spooked. So, but the main characters, there's 4 main characters. It's 2 couples. Plot of it's 2 couples.
The men are brothers, which I didn't realize at first. So
I really didn't either. If you do watch the trailer, you can go ahead and watch it. It has, you really don't know anything of the movie from the trailer. Now that I watched the trailer, watched the movie, and then watched the trailer again. The trailer doesn't spoil anything, I don't think.
No.
Besides maybe a jump scare. Besides maybe a jump scare, I don't know if it points to anything. I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, this whole.
I mean, yeah, it's a spoiler. This whole video is a spoiler, yeah.
So it's really if you've already seen it, or I guess if you don't care about spoilers and you're just like, I'm gonna watch it anyway after this.
What do you think? What do you think it was pointing to? Because I'm trying to think.
Oh, the trailer was just pointing to like the guy was weird and he was like onto something. The renter. Oh,
I didn't get that from that. Just 2 brothers, but they're 2 couples. Not, brother and brother. 2 couples, and they rent this Airbnb cabin type house. Is it in the? It's in the woods, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's right next, like on the beach side, but then there's woods.
I think they're on a cliff, aren't they?
Yeah, it kind of looks like.
Oh yeah, they are on a cliff. Almost forgot about that. There is a cliff.
Goodness.
Yeah, so get my notes up really quick. Alright, so main characters are Michelle, Josh, Mina, and Charlie. Charlie and Michelle are in a couple, and Josh and Mina are in a couple. But Charlie and Mina kind of work together very close in their careers.
Yeah,
they
so
all seem.
It started off they were looking at like a vacation spot at first.
It was kind of confusing.
And so I thought they were a couple, and I was like, oh, no, they just worked together. So they proposed it to their spouses,
not spouses, to their significant others.
Yeah.
I don't really know anything significant that really happens up until them getting to the spot. Besides Mina, she put in a request for the rental home to rent the home before, or she was the one to do it. Yeah, but hers was denied. Then Charlie did it. Yeah.
Theirs was accepted, so they kind of thought that was weird, but they didn't know why.
Yeah, to the house, and they meet what you want to call him, the homeowner?
That's
what I kept putting them by.
They call him Taylor later on, but he said he was
the homeowner's brother.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know if that brother was real, I guess. I don't know if that was after Mina called him out. Okay, she said, hey, I put in a request right before, and I didn't get accepted, but this white man, he got accepted. And I don't think he really said anything.
Exactly. He just like kind of laughed at her and like just kind of pushed it out. Kind of basically ignored her. And just was like, all right, who else is talking? No, I think, man, I'm pretty sure he said something specific. It was like, all right, Charlie, or something like, hey, didn't you rent it, or aren't you the man? The name was something like that.
He was being like he was being condescending towards her and was like, anyways, basically. Like, disregarded what she said.
Right, but Taylor acts a little weird, a little creepy, but
they think he's weird, but I'm not getting too much of like.
Exactly. I don't know.
Old weird dude.
Yeah, he's just an old guy that acts like an old guy.
Weird jokes.
Exactly. But fast forward into the first night there.
They also brought a dog, and they put no dogs on.
Josh brought a dog.
Yeah.
Josh brought a dog. He's looked at as the irresponsible one. He's been to jail before.
Yeah.
He gets in fights a lot. He has a very bad temper. He's looked at as like the hothead of the group.
Yeah, so they have the dog in the car while they're talking. They're like, I hope the dog doesn't bark.
Yeah, it's a little Frenchie named Reggie.
Oh, I didn't even know his name. I didn't.
You did? You don't remember the name I was looking for him?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they planned to take a hike the next day. But that night, they were planning on popping some.
Yeah, Michelle brought ecstasy, but then she said she didn't want to do it that night, and so everyone else did it. And then she went
because of the hike.
Yeah. She just, I don't know why you would bring it out and be like, hey, I brought this. Just like, why not wait till the next night? Because then maybe nobody else.
It was supposed to be a
without
surprise.
her.
It was supposed to be a surprise. And so I forgot. I think Mina brought it up and was like, I might as well tell him. And she was like, it was supposed to be for tomorrow. So basically, Michelle didn't take any of the drugs because the next day they were supposed to take a hike, and she's like, I don't want to be too crashed for the hike. And basically, everybody else was crashed for the hike, and nobody else was ready to go. Not really. On to the drug taking.
Yeah. And
right.
something that was weird I wrote down is when Michelle was sleeping, on her cheek felt like some black specks, and then they showed the ceiling, and it was like a vent. So they were kind of pointing to something was up there. But
I made sure I put that down
explain.
too. That was weird.
Yeah.
It's only Josh, Charlie, brothers, and Mina. Mina is Josh's girlfriend. They take the drugs. They're dancing around. They're partying. Josh drinks a little too much, I think, and he starts to crash. Then Mina and Charlie,
decide to
workers, brother of Josh, blah blah. They want to get in the hot tub,
which I guess couldn't be weird if you didn't make it weird, but then also it is kind of weird.
I guess if they're like long time, like very close co-workers, not even like really co-workers, like partners. I guess they're like partners in whatever they do. I don't know. But then these fuckers they kind of start flirting with each other in the pool. What did he say?
Charlie started like hyping her up.
Didn't he say you're like incredible or you're amazing or some shit like that? And I'm like,
a bunch of compliments, and then so she's like charmed.
That's literally when I was like in the movie when he started doing that. I was literally like,
he knew he was like.
I was like this. They got close to each other with the jets on their back and was all and then I think they had wine or something, some type of alcohol. Sitting there with the jets in the pool and then get to and I'm like, I was hoping Josh was gonna walk in. I was hoping he was gonna come out at that point.
And she went in the shower. Okay.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe I was about to forget that part.
They were kissing. Like, why'd they stop? And then
I forgot what happened.
Had to make them stop.
I don't know if it was a noise in the woods because
maybe.
the hot tub is kind of close to the tree line and everything. Yeah. So I'm wondering.
That or it just got real awkward.
Exactly. They was kissing and it was like, oh, realized what we just did. She goes in. She gets in the shower. I don't know if we realize at that point there's a camera in the shower or if that's just a POV like of the camera in the movie. Maybe just the POV of the camera in the movie of her in the shower, and then Charlie comes in and they get in the shower.
And that's when I was like, where is this movie gonna go? Because I didn't even expect that. I really just was expecting two stable couples and just
I don't know. I was thinking a monster maybe, or maybe a stalker in the woods. I don't know. When that happened, I was like, what? Is one of them about to kill each other? Everybody or what?
Threw me off there. I was like, oh, is it just internally like something's gonna happen?
The next morning when they were supposed to go hiking, only Michelle and Josh went because Josh crashed early. Michelle didn't partake in the partying at all. So they were both good to go for the hike, and Charlie and Mina
said that they're too tired. First Mina says it, and then
Josh goes,
me too.
We can't say anything. It'll never happen again, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So then,
I think she gets in the shower again.
Finds, I don't know.
I think she gets in the shower again, or is about to get in the shower again, and I don't know what to call the little
shower head.
The shower head, but the little. The jets, I guess, the little shooters.
One of
those shooters were like replaced with something like a little red light camera looking thing, and it, I guess it was a camera. She tells Charlie, and she goes, "Up, there's a camera." So not only is somebody watching us, but they also saw what happened. So
yeah, they were
in
like,
their
we
heads,
can't call the cops because then the footage will be released and then we'll be busted.
they're
So
just
they
selfish.
were like, we're just gonna stay silent about it and just keep going on with this trip. Like,
exactly, they don't care about their significant others. About their significant others' privacy, because they cannot take showers. They can just stink or take wash up in the sink or something.
Yeah.
But they just won't tell them, and then I guess just not say anything, and this person would never get caught.
Yeah.
But they just decide not to say anything, which is just so selfish.
Yeah, but I think this is the last night that it goes into. I didn't write anything else until it was like.
I did. Taylor came by because the jacuzzi wasn't working,
yeah.
and Michelle was getting a little loopy off the drugs and called him. And then they didn't want to call him
because they thought he was watching them.
So. They thought he had that, but it was like she already called him. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they didn't want to be like, wait, but he's watching us.
Fixes the hot tub, right about to leave, and then Mina brings him into the bathroom. So I guess I don't know. Was she trying to like threaten him or something?
Oh,
like if you do anything with this or something like that, and he's like, girl, what you talking about?
Right.
Like, if you do anything with that footage, and he's literally like, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, the camera, and he looks and says, he's looking at it and goes, camera, and then he sees the camera in there and goes, I don't know what kind of game or scam you're running, but he pulls his phone out and says, I'm calling the cops. And she freaks out. If he is saying that, is who's bluffing? Is he calling her bluff? Who's bluffing is really what I'm wondering at that point.
Yeah.
But he tries.
Who else would be like? I was starting to question maybe the brother that really owned it. I don't know. That's when they started to get mysterious, and it was just like.
That was a good turn. That movie took.
Yeah, but nothing like too scary.
Yeah. She tries to fight the phone out of his hand because she doesn't want the cops called and the footage to be released, because then her little relationship is ended, even though it shouldn't be, because you're a cheater. That's the worst part. Your significant other's brother. That's girl.
But they're like going
fighting
for the
and tugging
phone.
over the phone, exactly.
And I think either she
she's
just
screaming.
pushed him too hard, or
I think she screams.
Okay.
She screams and Josh hears it and everyone hears it, and Josh runs in. You know Josh, Mr. Hothead, runs in and he literally
tackled.
He tackled and starts beating the shit out of Taylor.
He falls into the bathtub.
And like punches him just like repeatedly, like probably like 10 times, just knocks him out. Charlie gets him off.
Michelle comes in like, what's going on? And then so they're
She's
all
still
having
off the
to
drugs.
explain. And they didn't really know how to. They were like, didn't they, like, they were aside and they were like, should we just tell them, or how should we?
No, they didn't. I think how they explained it was they found cameras. I think Mina said, we found cameras. We didn't want to say anything because I don't really remember that part. Let me see. I'm not really remembering why or what she specifically said, but she did say there was cameras, but she didn't really give the whole beans and pudding.
So they're trying to figure out, like, should they call an ambulance? What should they do? And while they're like showing them outside,
they're like outside.
They also show Taylor in the bathtub, and they show someone like in all black come in the bathroom and suffocate Taylor to death. Completely
random. We don't know where this guy came. Literally don't know where he came from.
So now we're like a whole other person. Like, oh
like he literally after Josh beats him and he's knocked out in the tub, they outside. And they're all talking what to do next. We have to call the police. Josh is going to get in trouble. We can't call the police. What are we going to do about Taylor type thing? And while that's happening, they checked his pulse to see, and he had a beat or whatever, I guess. And they also just thought he just was punching him and knocked him out. And then the random guy comes out of nowhere, all black. They don't even really show a head, a face, shoulders, anything. They kind of show his feet, and they show him in there. He puts his hand over his mouth and everything, suffocates him, and then just leaves. They come back to come check on him.
We're about to call the ambulance. We're going to check on him now. And then they realize he's dead, and they're like, oh, what do we really do?
Then Charlie and Mina were so quick to be like, we have to cover it up. Still because they don't want the truth to come out that they did it. And it's just like, yo, somebody's dead now. The cameras, like, there's so much piling up, and y'all still are just going off of, we don't want to get caught in a lie.
Yeah.
It's whatever now.
So Charlie comes up with this plan to act like he fell over the cliff
Like,
drunk
yeah.
while he was cleaning up after they left.
And Michelle's like, nah.
She was like crying sad, like, we already did enough. Someone's dead, you killed somebody, but...
She went inside and she went and lay down, and then they tried to get Taylor's body and throw it off the cliff, so it looked like he was drinking and fell off the cliff. She was inside and he was telling her, and she was like, I'm already an accomplice. Just do it. I don't care. Spirit's gone. The body doesn't. The body doesn't.
They're trying to get it to wash away.
Exactly. It doesn't really go into the water and stuff. Like, it's his back is like caught on this like rock.
And they start throwing rocks at him.
Oh my god!
To fall. And they
big
show
ass
the
rocks
rocks hitting his body like
threw a big ass rock, hit his head, smacked like a piece of meat. What kind of idea is that? So Josh goes down, pushes the body, comes back up. Michelle is inside. She's like hearing, I think TVs come on. Showers come on. She's hearing showers come on. Yeah. Shower come on here. Shower come on over here. Shower come on upstairs.
So she keeps following. Yeah, she keeps following. It leads her upstairs, and then there's a bedroom.
Yep, there's a bedroom, but it's a TV with the shower on, with the footage of Mina and Charlie squeak beagling it.
Yikes.
And then she takes the one car.
Skirts off.
I was like, what's going on? We can fix this. It's not all. Doesn't really know why she's leaving. Doesn't know she just saw that.
But he catches up to the car.
No, she gets in a boom boom bop.
No, I thought right before that, and then she.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She was like, I saw you.
She said, I saw the footage of y'all in the shower.
Yeah.
And he was just like, ah. And then when he came back, he still didn't tell Josh.
Yeah.
He was like, she just couldn't handle it or something like that.
But they're showing her.
And I think the guy in all black, just gonna call him the guy in all black, throws something, throws one of those things the police throw out to bust people tires that are trying to run away from the police and all. Pop! She hit a tree.
So she gets out, she sees it's a trap, and so she immediately gets back in the car.
Exactly. She gets out, she's like, what the heck did I hit? She sees it's like one of those tire things.
Just did
she
that.
gets in the car, she starts to text Charlie. Then the camera angle is like in the passenger seat, looking right past her while she's texting. And you can see the guy in all black running up to the freaking window and BOW! And then it just cuts to the neck, like cuts to them back in the house.
We were both
Goodness
screaming.
gracious. Because it's like, because he's wearing all black still. And it's like black through the window, and she's like texting, so you're kind of looking at her texting, and then you're like, wait, you see something moving? And then you see it's like, that's a person! And then right then and then Bob, she doesn't see it, she doesn't hear anything, he has dead silence. It's all bad for her.
I was like, if our reaction was being recorded, it would have been so funny because we really screamed for that one. Just him running towards the car.
Dang. I think she still sent the text to Charlie, and he still ran out there.
Yeah, it shows him getting the text, and then he was like, I'm going, and left by himself to go.
Swing back to Josh and Mina. Does he get texts? Josh gets texts from Charlie. It seems like it's coming from Charlie's phone. I don't know how stuff like that happens. I don't know if they actually have his phone. I don't know if it's hacking.
Oh, this might have happened before when...
Yeah, Charlie does run out there to go help
Michelle.
But he sees her body is all like whacked up, and then like while he is looking up, right as he looks up and the camera kind of like pans to like from the down angle to like this angle, dude, I don't know where, runs up and just hacks him
with a hammer or pickaxe, something like that. It was like
he's whacking everybody. Like this guy never walked. He never did the little Michael Myers walk and I'm gonna come and creep up on you. Every time he ran, like with like as fast as he could, I'm guessing. Whoever the actor was, they said, hey, yo, run as fast as you can towards them. You like seeing people get whacked in the head with a hammer is a good movie for you. If you don't like that, you know, watch something else maybe.
But he gets the text, he confronts her, like, what is this? And she's like...
Josh gets a text from Charlie.
Yeah.
Of the videos. He thinks Charlie's like gloating or something, or trying to put it in his face. He's like, Charlie, you gonna send me this and hide? You gonna put this in my face and hide? It's like, man, what kind of sense does that make? He's literally going around pulling closets out and pulling doors out, looking for Charlie, thinking Charlie's hiding, which really doesn't make any sense. He's just enraged.
He's opening all the doors. Opens like a little
closet,
thing.
a little closet or something. And then the dude is right there. Bops him right in the head. Right in the, with a hammer. Yeah. He's a hammer user. Bop!
Something like that. Some kind of...
And then I think Mina was like coming down the stairs at that time too and saw it.
She heard and then she saw him.
And then Josh on the ground and then he starts to go towards Mina. And then Josh kind of like, and kind of grabs his foot. And the guy has the ball peen hammer, switches it to the side you pull the nails out with, and freaking cleaved him right behind the ear. Freaking sack! To finish him off. Sound like,
They really showed that one.
For real. They spat! Oh my goodness. Actually, she tries to run. I don't even know. I think she falls down some
She
stairs
runs
outside.
so far. She just runs off the cliff.
I think she runs down some stairs and messes her ankle up, so she's like limping through the woods and stuff. And he's running after her. Running after her. They show him running after her, panting. Where'd she go?
Scary movies usually have a slow, like...
Exactly, like, I'm cool, calm, and collected because I know I'm going to find you because it's a movie. He's over here. Like, looking for her. It's like, oh, this guy's a freak. Yo, literally, she was running through the forest, and how she dies, he doesn't kill her. She's just running through the forest, and it gets kind of foggy, and it gets to the end, and she just runs off the cliff.
Right on. I could see that happening if you're in the woods. Like, you can't see. How do you know when to stop? You're just adrenaline running.
I'm not running off a cliff.
You gonna see the cliff before.
I think so.
You will come to a halt.
It's like when you drive and you gotta see 15 seconds in front of you. When I'm running, I'm like this. He just cleans it up and
takes all the
quickly.
cameras and audio recorders out of the house. He unmasks, but they don't show his face.
They only show the back of his head. I don't know if he's just like a freak, like he just gets pleasure out of killing people and hunting and doing this little game or whatever. Taylor did nothing. He might have been a little racist, a little bit of an a-hole. He did nothing though. Cameras weren't his. I don't know if the place was really his brother's. I don't know what that was about. He ain't do nothing. He just got killed for no reason. He got beat up for no reason too.
Well, I guess if it was his brother, I was gonna say who knows what happens with the house, but I guess his brother is gonna find out that his brother died. I don't know, but
he missing. I don't know. Did he leave the bodies?
I don't know. They didn't really show. They show that he gets a key to another house.
Like it seemed like an apartment, townhouse, Airbnb. I don't know if he does Airbnb. Cause they showed a bunch of different people living there. Yeah. Like he set that place up, that apartment or whatever he bought or whatever. Recordings, cameras everywhere. Same way he set that house up, and it just shows the end. A bunch of different families there. So I didn't know if it was an apartment. And those were different years, because if it was an apartment, it had to be like through different leases, or if it was like different stays of an Airbnb.
He could have done an Airbnb, like a house, and then he moved on to like, okay, what's somewhere I can get people like
more
living longer.
Then the very last scene is a little girl sleeping, and he just, not slowly anything, comes around a corner, walking real fast, and just goes to black.
And then when I was looking up, it said that when someone said who was the mass killer, it was like Dave Franco answered by saying it was one of the previous renters, which I feel like you kind of could have got from the movie, because he took everything out, like he had stayed there before and then he just rented somewhere else. So I feel like you could have got that from the movie, that it was one of the old previous renters.
I don't know. I didn't think it was something that they wanted people to get. Yeah.
It was a suspenseful and a like mysterious movie. Like
it had some jump scares in it too.
It had some jump scares, so it was alright.
So we got playing Josh, Jeremy White, playing Mina, Sheila Vand, playing Charlie, Dan Stevens, playing Michelle, Allison Brie.
Kind of looks like Brie.
B-R-I-E. Yep, 2020, directed Dave Franco. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. We're available if Netflix wants to sponsor us. We'll see you in the next video. We'll see you with the next random movie review. Do all that good YouTube stuff.